Here is a quiet place to rest your mind. Not a story that demands you follow along, just a slow drift through another time. If you find yourself listening, let that be enough. And if you feel like staying a while, you are welcome to simply let this be the sound behind your eyes closing. If you wish, you can subscribe or like this video, no pressure, just a soft hand on the door. Let the hours stretch out. Let the fire burn down to nothing. We are going back to a world where childhood was not a word anyone used. Not because kids didn't exist, but because no one thought to name what they were. They were small people, half-made, expected to finish the job of becoming useful before they had even lost all their baby teeth. You are standing in a village at the edge of a field that has been worked so long the soil remembers the hands of great-grandparents no one can name anymore. It is damp. The cold kind of damp that gets into your bones before you are 10 and never leaves. A kid of maybe 6 or 7 is squatting by the door of a house made of wattle-and-daub. That is sticks and mud, basically, and the mud is cracking in long, slow lines like a dried riverbed. The kid's name does not matter. Could be Alice or Thomas or nothing at all, because half the time they get called by the job they are about to learn. Little shepherd, little spinner, little gravedigger in training. The house is one room. You can see through the open doorway to the hearth in the middle, where a pot of something gray and grainy is bubbling with a sound like mud breathing. The smoke does not go up a chimney. There is no chimney. It just wanders around the rafters until it finds the hole in the roof, and then it leaves like it was never welcome in the first place. The kids' eyes are watering from the smoke, but they do not rub them. They learned not to rub. Rubbing makes it worse, and no one is going to stop what they are doing to help. Inside, the mother, or the woman who feeds them, which is close enough, is grinding grain between 2 stones. Takes forever. The sound is a low, grinding scrape that never stops. It goes on so long it stops being a sound and becomes the shape of the air. The kid listens to that grind the way you might listen to rain. It means nothing is wrong. When the grind stops, that is when something has gone bad. A wolf. A fever. A father who came home from the Lord's fields with a cut that won't close. The kid gets up. No one told them to. They just know that if they sit too long, someone will notice and find a chore to fill the space. So they walk to the edge of the village where the midden heap is, the pile of broken things, old bones, cracked pots, a shoe that belonged to a child who got bigger or died, you cannot tell which. They are looking for something, not playing. Kids do not really play in the way you think. They practice. They rehearse being alive. So this kid is poking a stick into the heap, turning over a bit of leather, a knucklebone from a sheep, a shard of something that might have held ale once. They are learning what things are worth, what can be saved, what can be traded for a handful of beans or a half-rotten apple. A younger kid comes over, maybe 3 years old, snot running down to the lip. No shoes. The feet are blue at the edges. The 3-year-old does not say anything. Just stands there. The older kid hands them the knucklebone. That is the whole interaction. No words. Just the passing of a thing that is not a toy but is being used as one because there is nothing else. The 3-year-old puts it in their mouth. That is fine. Everything goes in the mouth when you are that small. Dirt. Charcoal. A bit of old bread so hard it could crack a tooth. The body learns what is poison by surviving or not. That is the only lesson. The light changes. It is late afternoon, which means the sun is already gone behind the trees, even though it is only 3 o'clock. Winter is coming. You can feel it in the way the mud is starting to stiffen at the edges. The older kid looks at the sky. They can tell time by the angle of the shadow from the church. Not a church, really, just a stone box with a tiny bell that rings for no reason anyone remembers except that it always rings at the same moment every day. Sext. None. Vespers. The hours of prayer are the hours of work. When the bell rings, you stop for a second, cross yourself, and go back to whatever you were doing. The kid does not know what the words mean. They just know that when the bell rings, the day is a little closer to being over. And when the day is over, there is the fire, and the pot, and the dark. Inside again. The father is back from the fields. He does not speak. He sits on a stool by the fire and pulls off his boots, leather wrapped with rags, and his feet are cracked and bleeding in the same places they were bleeding last year and the year before. The kid brings him water in a cup made of horn. The father takes it. Still no words. He drinks. He stares at the fire. The kid stares at the fire too. The fire is the only thing that moves. Jumps. It falls. It makes shapes that look like people if you squint. The kid squints. The shape collapses. That is the whole entertainment for the night. They eat. The gray stuff from the pot. Tastes like nothing and everything. Earth. A little bit of salt if the family is lucky. The kid eats fast because if you eat slow, someone bigger takes it. Even at 6 or 7, you learn to shovel food into your mouth with your fingers because spoons are for people who own more than one pot. The father eats faster. The mother eats last, scraping the sides of the pot with a piece of bread so hard it leaves marks in the clay. Then sleep, but not in a bed. There is no bed. There is a pile of straw in the corner that smells like old sweat and mice. The kid crawls into it. The 3-year-old is already there, curled up like a grub. The older kid pulls a piece of wool over both of them. Not a blanket, just a scrap of cloth that used to be a tunic before it was cut down and cut down again until it was just a rag with a memory of sleeves. The wool is scratchy. It smells like sheep and smoke and the time last winter when someone threw up on it and they just turned it over and used the other side. The kid lies there, not sleeping, just listening. The father is snoring. The mother is whispering something to herself. A prayer, a curse, it is hard to tell. Outside, a dog barks once and stops. The wind comes through the walls in 1,000 tiny places. Each draft has its own voice, whistling, hissing, a low moan that sounds like a person far away. The kid pulls the wool over their head. The air under the wool is warm and bad. It smells like their own breath. They close their eyes. In the dark behind their eyelids, they see the field. The endless field. The same field they will walk tomorrow and the next day and the next until the field is all they know. They are not sad about this. They do not have the language for sad. They just have the feeling of a rock in the stomach that never goes away. That is hunger. That is cold. That is the knowledge that there is nothing else. The fire dies down to embers. The embers glow orange like a cat's eye. The kid watches them through the wool. One ember goes out, then another. Then the room is black. Not dark like night in a city where there are streetlights somewhere. Dark like being inside a cow. Dark like the grave. The kid breathes. The 3-year-old kicks them in the ribs. The kid does not move. They are learning that too. How to take a hit and stay still. How to be small and invisible. How to survive until morning when the bell rings again. Morning comes like a slap. Not with light first, but with cold. That is what wakes the kid. The cold on the face where the wool slipped down. Then the gray light through the cracks in the wall. Then the sound of the rooster, which is not a friendly alarm clock but a raw, ragged scream that sounds like something being strangled. The kid opens their eyes. The 3-year-old is already gone. That means the mother took them outside to piss in the ditch. That is the morning routine. No one brushes teeth. No one washes hands. There is no water to waste on that. Water is for drinking and cooking and maybe, if you are rich, for washing your face once a week. The kid gets up. Their back hurts. Their neck hurts. They are 6. But the straw pile is not forgiving, and they slept in the same position all night because moving means losing warmth. They stand up. The room spins for a second. That is hunger. That is also the fact that they have a low-grade fever they do not know about because no one ever takes a temperature. You are either well enough to work or you are dying. There is not much in between. Outside, the village is waking up in the same slow way it has for 100 years. Women are opening shutters, wooden boards that cover holes in the walls. Men are pissing against the sides of barns. A goat is screaming because its udder is full and no one has milked it yet. The kid walks to the goat. They do not know how to milk, but they know how to stand there and wait for someone to tell them what to do. A woman, not their mother, a neighbor, grabs the kid's hand and puts it on the goat's teeth. Squeeze, she says. Like this. The kid squeezes. A thin stream of milk hits the dirt. That is wrong. The woman adjusts the kid's fingers. Squeeze from the top, she says, not the bottom. The kid tries again. This time the milk goes into the bucket. Just a little, but enough. The woman nods. That is the only praise the kid will get all day. A nod. Then the woman moves on. The kid stays with the goat. For the next hour, they sit on a three-legged stool that is too tall for them, so their feet dangle and they practice milking. The goat does not like them. The goat kicks. The kid learns to press their forehead into the goat's flank to keep the animal still. The goat smells like grass and shit and something sour that gets into the kid's hair and stays there. By the time the bucket is half full, the kid's hands are cramping. They do not stop. No one told them to stop. Breakfast is a piece of bread dipped in the warm milk straight from the bucket. The kid eats it standing up, watching the sun come over the trees. The sun is orange, then yellow, then white. The frost on the ground turns to water. The mud gets slippery. The kid's feet sink in up to the ankles. They pull one foot out, then the other. This is how they walk. Slow, sucking. The mud holds onto each foot like it wants to keep them. Then the work. Real work. The kid is 6, but they are sent to the woods to gather kindling. Not big sticks. Small ones. Dead branches no thicker than their thumb. The woods are dark and wet and full of sounds that might be birds or might be something else. The kid has a small knife. Not a toy, a real knife with a blade that has been sharpened so many times it is shaped like a crescent moon. They use it to cut twigs off fallen branches. The knife is dull. It takes 3 or 4 sawing motions to cut through a twig the size of a pencil. The kid works slowly, methodically. They do not look around much. Looking around is a waste of time. Also, looking around means seeing the deep parts of the woods where the light does not go, and the kid does not like those parts. So they keep their eyes on the twigs. Cut, gather, tie the bundle with a piece of bark. Move to the next fallen branch. A twig snaps somewhere behind them. The kid stops, listens. The woods go quiet. Even the birds stop. Then a squirrel runs across a log, and the kid exhales. They did not know they were holding their breath. They go back to cutting, but their hands are shaking a little. That is not the cold. That is the thing in the chest that does not have a name. Fear, maybe, but fear is too sharp a word. It is more like a slow awareness that you are very small and the woods are very large and no one knows exactly where you are. The bundle of kindling gets heavy. The kid drags it back to the village. The rope made of bark cuts into their shoulder. They switch sides, then switch again. By the time they get home, there is a red line across their collarbone that will turn into a scab by nightfall. They drop the bundle by the door. No one says thank you. The mother just points to the hearth. Put it there, she says. The kid puts it there. Now it is mid-morning. The father is gone to the Lord's fields. The mother is carding wool, pulling apart the dirty, knotted fibers with 2 flat paddles that have wire teeth. The kid sits down next to her. Without being asked, they start picking burrs and thorns out of the wool. This is a job for small fingers. The kid's fingers are perfect for it. They work for an hour, 2 hours. The burrs are sharp. The kid's fingertips are raw by the end, but the wool is clean. The mother takes it and starts spinning it into thread on a drop spindle, a stick with a weight on the end that twists as it falls. The kid watches the spindle spin, round and round. It is hypnotic. The kid's eyes get heavy. They are not allowed to sleep. They are allowed to sit still and watch. That is the same as resting, in a way. The bell rings. None. Midday. The kid's stomach growls. The mother ignores it. There is no food until evening. That is the rule. You eat once a day, maybe twice if the harvest was good. This year the harvest was not good. The rain came too late. The grain is thin. The kid knows this because they hear the adults talking in low voices at night. Not to the kid, to each other. They use words like shortage and fasting and God's will. The kid does not know what those words mean, but they know the tone. The tone means less food. The kid already gets less than the father. Now there will be even less. The afternoon stretches out like mud. Slow, heavy. The kid is sent to the stream to fill the water jugs. The stream is a 10-minute walk. The jugs are clay and heavy even when empty. The kid carries 2, 1 in each arm. They walk carefully because the path is slippery with wet leaves. A red leaf, a brown leaf, a yellow leaf. The kid counts them. That is not a game. That is just something the brain does to stay awake. 17 red leaves. 23 brown leaves. 8 yellow leaves. Then they are at the stream. The water is clear and cold. The kid kneels on the bank. The mud soaks through the knees of their tunic. They dip the first jug. It fills with a glugging sound. They pull it out. It is heavy, so heavy. They set it on the bank. Then the second jug. Fill, lift, set. Now they have to carry both back. They pick up the first jug. Walk 10 steps. Set it down. Go back for the second jug. Walk 10 steps. Set it down. Go back. This takes forever. The sun moves across the sky. The kids' arms ache, but they do not cry. Crying uses water. Water is precious. The kid learned that last summer when the stream dried up and everyone had to walk 2 miles to the next one. By the time the kid gets home, the jugs are half empty from sloshing. The mother does not say anything. She just takes them and puts them by the hearth. The kid sits down. Their legs are shaking. They are 6 years old. They have walked maybe 2 miles today, carried maybe 40 pounds, eaten 1 piece of bread. They are tired in a way that is not like being tired after a long day. It is like being tired in the bones, in the blood. It is the kind of tired that comes from never having enough of anything: food, sleep, warmth, kindness. It is just a fact of being small in a world that does not care if you are small. The sun goes down. The fire is lit. The father comes home. He is limping today. A stone turned under his foot in the field. He sits by the fire and says nothing. The mother gives him the water jug. He drinks. He hands it back. The kid watches. That is what the kid does most of the time. Watches. Watches the father's face. Watches the mother's hands. Watches the fire. Watches the smoke. There is nothing else to watch. Supper is the same gray stuff, but thinner tonight. More water, less grain. The kid eats it anyway. The spoon is a piece of wood shaped roughly like a spoon. The kid holds it in a fist because no one taught them the right way. They scoop. They swallow. They scoop. They swallow. The 3-year-old eats with their hands. That is fine. No one cares. Then the straw pile. The wool rag. The dark. The kid lies there and feels the hunger in their stomach like a small animal gnawing from the inside. They press their hand against their belly. The hunger does not stop. They turn over. The hunger follows. They close their eyes. Behind the eyelids, the field again. The endless field. But also the stream. The red leaves. The goat that kicked. The kid's mind does not have stories or dreams the way you think of them. It just has pictures. Fragments. The smell of the goat. The feel of the knife handle. The sound of the bell. These things float in the dark like embers. One by one they go out. The kid sleeps. The fire goes out. The room gets cold. The kid does not wake up. The body knows how to sleep through cold. It learned that last winter. And the winter before that. And the winter before that. Back to the first winter when the kid was born and the midwife wrapped them in a sheepskin and put them by the fire and said, "This one might make it." So far, the kid has made it. Tonight, they will make it again. Tomorrow, they will wake up. The bell will ring. And they will do it all over. The same, the same, the same. Until they are not small anymore. Until they are the father. Until they are the mother. Until they are the one sitting by the fire with cracked feet and no words left. That is not a tragedy. That is just Tuesday. Another morning. The cold is the same. The rooster is the same. But something is different. The kid opens their eyes and feels it before they see it. A heaviness in the air. A stillness. The mother is not moving. She is standing by the door, looking out at the lane. The father is still in the straw pile. That is wrong. The father is always gone before the kid wakes up. The kid sits up. The 3-year-old is crying. Not loud. A wet, hiccuping cry that means something is really wrong. The kid crawls out of the straw, walks to the door, stands next to the mother, looks out. There is a cart in the lane. Not a regular cart. This one has a body on it, wrapped in a sheet. The sheet is white but stained brown in places. 2 men are standing by the cart. They are not from the village. They have the look of men who have been walking all night. Their faces are gray. Their eyes are empty. The mother crosses herself. The kid does not know who died. Could be anyone. Could be a neighbor. Could be someone from the next village. Could be a child. The sheet is small enough. The men start walking again. The cart creaks. The wheels sink into the mud. The men pull. The cart moves. The kid watches until the cart is gone around the bend. The mother goes back inside. She does not say anything. She puts more wood on the fire. She starts grinding grain. The sound fills the room. Grind, grind, grind. The kid stands in the doorway for a long time, staring at the empty lane, the mud where the wheels passed. The ruts are deep. They will fill with water by noon. That is how death works here. It comes. It goes. The cart takes the body to the churchyard. The priest says some words. The body goes in the ground. Everyone goes back to work. There is no grief the way you think of grief. There is just the absence of a person and the presence of the work that person used to do. Now someone else has to do that work. Maybe the kid. Maybe the kid will have to do the dead person's work. That is how you move up in the world. You wait for someone to die. The kid goes back inside, sits by the fire. The mother hands them a handful of wool. Pick out the burrs, she says. The kid picks. The burrs are sharp. The fingers are raw from yesterday. They keep picking. The 3-year-old has stopped crying. They are sitting in the corner, sucking on the knuckle bone from 2 days ago. The knuckle bone is gray now, worn smooth. The kid looks at it. That bone belonged to a sheep. The sheep is dead. The sheep's body was eaten. The bone was thrown on the midden. Now it is in a child's mouth. That is the circle. Nothing is wasted. Not even a knuckle bone. Midday. The bell rings. The kid's stomach growls. No food. The mother is saving the grain. The kid knows this because the pot is not on the fire. The pot is empty, sitting upside down by the wall. The kid stares at the pot. The hunger is louder today. Maybe because of the cart. Maybe because the body on the cart was small. The kid does not know. They just know that the emptiness inside them feels bigger than usual. Like the cart ruts, deep enough to hold water. The father comes home at noon. That is wrong too. He never comes home at noon. He stands in the doorway. His face is the same gray as the men with the cart. He says one word. Fever. That is all. The mother stops grinding. She looks at him. He looks at her. They do not say anything else. The kid watches. The 3-year-old sucks the knuckle bone. The fire crackles. A log shifts. Sparks go up the chimney hole. The father sits down on his stool. He puts his head in his hands. The mother goes back to grinding. Grind, grind, grind. The kid learns what fever means over the next few days. It means the Lord's fields are empty because half the men are sick. It means no one is plowing. It means the harvest will be even worse. It means the grain will run out before the snow melts. It means the cart will come back. More than once. The kid does not know this yet. They just know that the father is home at noon and the mother is grinding grain that is not going into the pot and the air smells different. Like fear. Like sweat. Like the time last year when the pig died and they had to burn the body because the meat was bad. That night, the kid cannot sleep. The hunger is too loud. They lie in the straw and listen to the 3-year-old breathe. The 3-year-old's breath is fast. Too fast. The kid puts a hand on the 3-year-old's forehead. It is hot. The kid pulls their hand back. They do not know what hot means. They just know it is not normal. They think about telling the mother. But the mother is asleep. Or pretending to be asleep. The kid does not know which. They lie there. The 3-year-old's breath gets faster. The kid counts the breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4. They lose count. Start over. 1, 2, 3. The breaths are like the bell. Like the grind. Like the drip of water from the roof. They are the only sound in the dark. The kid listens until their own breath matches the 3-year-old's. Fast. Too fast. The kid closes their eyes. The field. The stream. The red leaves. The cart. The cart is in the field now. The cart is waiting. The kid opens their eyes. The 3-year-old is still breathing. The kid closes their eyes again. The cart is still there. Morning. The 3-year-old is not in the straw. The kid sits up. The mother is by the fire. The 3-year-old is in her lap. The 3-year-old's eyes are open, but they are not looking at anything. Their mouth is open. Their skin is the color of old bread. The mother is wiping their face with a wet rag. Over and over. The same motion. Wipe, dip, wipe, dip. The father is gone. The kid does not know where. The fire is low. The pot is still upside down. The kid sits in the straw and watches the mother wipe the 3-year-old's face. Wipe, dip, wipe. The 3-year-old makes a sound. Not a word. A small noise like a kitten. The mother keeps wiping. The day passes. The kid does not go to the woods. Does not go to the stream. Does not pick burrs. They sit in the straw and watch. The mother does not eat. Does not drink. Just wipes. The father comes back at dusk. He has a bundle of herbs. He gives them to the mother. She puts them in water. She tries to get the 3-year-old to drink. The 3-year-old will not drink. The water runs down their chin. The mother keeps trying. The father sits on his stool. He does not put his head in his hands this time. He just stares at the wall. The kid stares at the wall too. There is a crack in the daub. It looks like a river. The kid follows the crack with their eyes. From the floor to the rafter. The rafter has a knot. The knot looks like an eye. The eye stares back at the kid. The kid looks away. Night. The 3-year-old is in the straw. The kid is in the straw. The mother is in the straw. The father is on his stool. He does not come to the straw. He sits by the dead fire. The kid can see his silhouette against the gray light from the door hole. The kid closes their eyes. The cart is in the field. The sheet is white. The sheet is small. The kid opens their eyes. The 3-year-old is not breathing. The kid knows this because the room is too quiet. Even the father's breathing has stopped. The kid reaches out, touches the 3-year-old's hand. The hand is cold. Not cold like the morning. Cold like the stream in winter. Cold like the mud in January. The kid pulls their hand back. Lies still. Does not say anything. Does not cry. The mother knows. The mother makes a sound. A small sound. Like the 3-year-old's kitten noise. Then nothing. Then the father gets up. Walks to the door. Goes outside. The kid hears him digging. The ground is hard. The shovel hits rocks. The sound carries across the village. No one comes to help. Digging at night means someone is dead. Everyone knows. No one wants to know whose. The mother lights a candle. The kid has never seen the candle before. It must have been saved for something important. The mother holds the candle over the 3-year-old. The flame makes the 3-year-old's face look like it is moving. The kid watches. The mother closes the 3-year-old's eyes. She wraps the body in the wool rag. The same wool rag the kid slept under last night. The kid will sleep under a different rag tonight. The thinner one. The mother carries the body outside. The kid follows. Stands in the doorway. Watches the mother hand the body to the father. The father puts it in the hole. The hole is not deep. The ground is too hard. The father covers the body with dirt. Then stones. Then more dirt. Then he stops. He stands there. The mother stands there. The kid stands in the doorway. No one says anything. No prayer. No words. Just the sound of the shovel dropping on the ground. Then the father comes inside. Sits on his stool. The mother comes inside. Blows out the candle. The room is dark. The kid goes to the straw. The new rag is thin. The kid can feel the cold through it. The kid lies there. The space where the 3-year-old was is empty. The kid puts their hand in the empty space. The straw is still warm. The kid leaves their hand there. Falls asleep with their hand in the warm place. The warm place gets cold. The kid does not notice. They are dreaming of the field. The endless field. But the field is empty now. No father. No mother. No 3-year-old. Just the kid. And the cart. And the sheet. And the mud. And the bell that will ring tomorrow. And the day after that. And the day after that. The same. The same. The same. The village does not stop. That is the thing the kid learns in the days after the 3-year-old goes into the ground. The village does not stop. The rooster still screams. The goat still needs milking. The kindling still needs gathering. The water jugs still need filling. The mother grinds the grain. The father goes to the fields. The kid picks burrs. The same motions. The same sounds. The same gray light through the same cracks in the same walls. But something is missing. Not just the 3-year-old. Something else. A sound the kid did not know they were listening to until it was gone. The small breath. The small cry. The small kick in the ribs at night. The kid reaches for the warm place in the straw and finds only cold. The kid stops reaching. A week passes. Maybe 2. The kid does not know. Time is not marked in days. It is marked in bells. In meals. In the height of the sun. The kid notices that the father is home more often. That means more men are sick. The fields are half-plowed. The Lord's steward came yesterday. He shouted at the men. Said the plowing must be done by the feast of St. Michael or there would be fines. The men stood there. Said nothing. The steward left. The men went back to work. Slower than before. The kid watched from the edge of the field. The kid is not supposed to be at the field. The kid is supposed to be at the stream. But the stream is low again. The jugs are full. The kid has nowhere to go. So the kid goes to the field. Stands at the edge. Watches the men bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Their backs are like the handles of the water jugs. Curved. The kid wonders if their own back will be curved someday. Probably. The kid walks to the churchyard. Not because they want to pray. Because there is nothing else to do. The churchyard is small. A stone wall. A wooden gate. A patch of grass that is brown and trodden down. The graves are not marked. Just mounds of dirt. Some have a wooden cross. Most do not. The kid walks between the mounds. Counts them. 12. No, 13. There is a new one. Smaller than the others. The kid knows which one. Kneels down. Puts a hand on the dirt. The dirt is cold. The kid takes their hand back. Stands up. Walks away. That is the whole visit. The kid goes back to the house. The mother is not there. The fire is out. The pot is still upside down. The kid stands in the middle of the room. The room is empty. The kid has never been alone in the room before. Feels bigger. The shadows in the corners are darker. The kid sits on the father's stool. It is too tall. The kid's feet dangle. The kid swings their feet. Back and forth. Back and forth. The only sound is the feet swinging and the wind outside. The wind sounds like the 3-year-old's breath. Fast. Too fast. The kid stops swinging their feet. The wind stops. The kid waits. The wind starts again. The kid gets off the stool. Goes outside. Sits by the door. Watches the lane. The mother comes back. She has a bundle of rags. She does not look at the kid. Goes inside. The kid follows. The mother puts the rags in the corner where the straw used to be. There is no straw now. Just the rags. The kid will sleep on the rags tonight. The kid does not ask where the straw went. The straw went to the midden. The straw had the 3-year-old smell on it. The mother burned the straw. The kid did not see it. But the kid knows. The kid can smell the smoke. Different from the fire smoke. Sharper. The kid sits on the rags. The rags smell like nothing. That is worse than smelling like the 3-year-old. Nothing means gone. Really gone. The father comes home. He has a rabbit. Dead. Broken neck. He throws it on the ground by the hearth. The mother picks it up. She skins it with the kid's knife. The kid watches. The skin comes off in one piece. The rabbit is pink and small. The mother cuts it open. The inside steams in the cold air. The mother takes out the guts. Throws them in the fire. The fire hisses. The smell is bad. But the kid's mouth waters anyway. Meat. Real meat. The mother cuts the rabbit into pieces. Puts the pieces in the pot. Adds water. Adds the last of the grain. Adds a handful of wild onions she gathered somewhere. The kid does not ask where. The kid just watches the pot. Watches the water bubble. Watches the meat turn gray. The smell fills the room. The kid has not smelled meat since the pig died. That was months ago. The kid's stomach makes a noise. Loud. The mother looks at the kid. The first time she has looked at the kid in days. She does not smile. She just looks. Then she looks back at the pot. They eat. The kid eats slow. Saves each bite. Chews the meat until it is nothing. Swallows. The meat is tough. The kid does not care. The kid eats the broth. Scoops it with the wooden spoon. Drinks from the bowl. The mother gives the kid more. The kid eats that too. The father eats the rabbit's heart. Puts the whole thing in his mouth. Chews once. Swallows. The kid watches. The kid wants the heart. The kid does not ask. The kid eats another spoonful of broth. The broth is warm. The warmth goes down the kid's throat. Spreads through the chest. The kid has not felt warm in the chest since before the 3-year-old got sick. The kid closes their eyes. Just for a second. When they open them, the bowl is empty. The mother takes it. The kid does not remember finishing. That night, the kid sleeps on the rags. The rags are thin. The cold comes up from the floor. The kid curls into a ball. Puts their hands between their knees. Tucks their chin down. The kid is small. The ball is small. The kid pretends they are back in the womb. The kid does not know what a womb is, but the body knows. The body remembers being warm and safe and fed. The body wants that again. The body will not get it. The kid falls asleep anyway. The body is good at falling asleep. It is the only escape. Another day. The kid wakes up. The fire is lit. The mother is grinding. The father is gone. The kid gets up. Goes outside. Pisses in the ditch. Goes back inside. Sits by the fire. The mother hands them a bundle of wool. Pick out the burrs, she says. The kid picks. The burrs are sharp. The fingers are raw. The kid keeps picking. The mother spins. The spindle drops. Twists. Drops. Twists. The kid watches the spindle. The kid's eyes follow the thread. Up and down. Up and down. The kid's head nods. The kid is tired. Not the normal tired. The tired that comes from not eating enough and sleeping on rags and watching a 3-year-old die. The kid's head nods again. The mother does not say anything. The kid keeps picking. The bell rings. Sext. The kid's stomach growls. No food. The mother keeps spinning. The kid keeps picking. The sun moves across the door hole. The shadow of the door moves across the floor. The kid watches the shadow. It starts at the wall. Moves to the hearth. Moves to the rags. Moves to the door. Then it is gone. Evening. The father comes home. No rabbit today. Just the same empty hands. He sits on his stool. The mother stops spinning. She looks at the father. He looks at her. They do not speak. The kid looks at the pot. The pot is empty. Still upside down. The kid looks at the mother. The mother looks at the wall. The kid looks at the father. The father looks at the fire. The fire is low. No one adds wood. The room gets dark. The kid goes to the rags. Lies down. The father stays on the stool. The mother stays by the hearth. No one moves. The dark gets darker. The kid closes their eyes. The field. The cart. The sheet. The small mound. The kid opens their eyes. The dark is the same. The kid closes their eyes again. The field is still there. The kid walks across the field. The mud is deep. The kid's feet are stuck. The kid pulls. The mud holds. The kid pulls harder. The mud lets go. The kid falls. The mud is cold. The kid lies in the mud. Looks up at the sky. The sky is gray. No sun. No stars. Just gray. The kid waits. The bell rings. The kid wakes up. The room is gray. The fire is out. The mother is not grinding. The father is not on his stool. The kid is alone. The kid sits up. The rags are cold. The kid looks around. The pot is still upside down. The spindle is on the floor. The kid gets up. Walks to the door. Opens it. The lane is empty. The village is empty. No one is outside. No goat. No rooster. No smoke from the other houses. The kid walks to the neighbor's door. Knocks. No answer. The kid pushes the door open. The house is empty. The hearth is cold. The straw pile is empty. The kid walks to the next house. Empty. The next. Empty. The kid walks to the churchyard. The graves are there. 13 of them. But no one is there. The kid stands in the churchyard. The wind blows. The kid shivers. The kid does not know where everyone went. The kid does not cry. The kid walks back to their own house. Sits by the cold hearth. Waits. The sun moves. The shadow moves. The kid waits. The bell does not ring. The kid waits. The door opens. The mother comes in. She has a bucket of water. She puts it down. She looks at the kid. She says one word. Fever. Then she goes back outside. The kid sits by the cold hearth. The word hangs in the air. Fever. The kid knows what that means now. The kid waits for the father. The father does not come. The sun goes down. The mother comes back. She lights the fire. She puts the pot on. She adds water. She adds grain. She does not add meat. The kid watches. The mother grinds. The kid picks burrs. The father's stool is empty. The kid looks at the stool. Looks at the mother. The mother does not look back. The kid keeps picking. The fire crackles. The pot bubbles. The kid eats. The mother eats. The father's bowl is empty. The kid looks at the empty bowl. The mother takes it. Puts it by the wall. The kid goes to the rags. Lies down. The mother sits by the fire. Stares at the flames. The kid watches the mother. The mother's face is the same as always. No tears. No words. Just the firelight moving across her skin. The kid closes their eyes. The field. The cart. The sheet. The small mound. A new mound. Bigger. The kid opens their eyes. The mother is still there. The kid closes their eyes again. The new mound is still there. The kid sleeps. The fire goes out. The room is cold. The kid does not wake up. The kid dreams of the stream. The red leaves. The goat that kicked. The kid is milking the goat. The milk is warm. The kid drinks. The milk is sweet. The kid drinks more. The goat kicks. The kid falls. The mud is cold. The kid wakes up. The room is gray. The mother is not there. The kid gets up. Goes to the door. The lane is empty. But not empty like before. There are people now. Standing outside their houses. Looking at something. The kid walks down the lane. The people do not look at the kid. They are looking at the churchyard. The kid walks to the churchyard. There is a new mound. Bigger. The kid knows. The kid stands by the mound. The dirt is fresh. The kid kneels. Puts a hand on the dirt. The dirt is cold. The kid leaves the hand there. The kid does not pray. The kid just kneels. The wind blows. The kid's hand gets cold. The kid takes it back. Stands up. Walks back to the house. Sits by the cold hearth. Waits. The mother comes back. She does not look at the kid. She lights the fire. She grinds the grain. The kid picks burrs. The room is quiet. The father's stool is empty. The kid looks at the stool. Looks at the mother. The mother grinds. The kid picks burrs. The fire crackles. The kid picks. The mother grinds. The day passes. The night comes. The kid sleeps. The mother sleeps. The stool sits empty. The morning comes. The kid wakes up. The mother is grinding. The kid picks burrs. The bell rings. The kid eats. The mother eats. The stool is empty. The kid looks at the stool. The kid stops looking. The kid picks burrs. The mother grinds. The room is quiet. The room is always quiet now. The kid does not remember what it sounded like before. The 3-year-old's breath. The father's snore. The mother's whisper. Gone. All gone. Just the grind. Just the pick. Just the fire. Just the dark. The kid is 6. The kid is alone. The kid is not alone. The mother is there. But the mother is not there. The mother is grinding. The mother is always grinding. The kid picks burrs. The kid will pick burrs tomorrow. And the next day. And the next. Until the kid is the mother. Until the kid is grinding. Until the kid is the one sitting by the fire with cracked feet and no words left. That is not a tragedy. That is just Wednesday. The days turn into weeks. The weeks turn into something that is not measured. The kid stops counting the mounds in the churchyard. There are too many now. The fever came through like a scythe. Cut down the old. Cut down the young. Left the ones in between standing in the empty fields like stalks after the harvest. The kid is still standing. The mother is still standing. That is enough. That has to be enough. The kid wakes up one morning and the cold is different. Sharper. The breath comes out in clouds. The kid looks at the door hole and sees white. Not gray. White. Snow. The first snow of the winter. The kid has seen snow before. But this snow looks different. Thicker. It has been falling all night. The kid can tell because the lane is gone. The midden is gone. The neighbor's house is just a shape. The kid stands in the doorway. The cold bites the kid's face. The kid's cheeks go numb. The kid does not move. Just watches the snow fall. Flake by flake by flake. Each one lands on top of the last. The world is being buried. The kid thinks about the mounds in the churchyard. The snow is burying them too. By spring, no one will remember where the mounds were. That is how it works. The snow comes. The snow goes. The ground forgets. The mother comes up behind the kid. She puts a hand on the kid's shoulder. The kid flinches. The mother has not touched the kid in weeks. The mother's hand is heavy. The kid stands still. The mother leaves the hand there. They stand in the doorway together, watching the snow. The mother does not say anything. The kid does not say anything. The snow falls. The hand stays. Then the mother takes the hand back, goes inside, starts grinding. The kid stays in the doorway. The snow falls on the kid's hair, on the kid's shoulders, on the kid's bare feet. The kid's feet go numb. The kid does not feel it. The kid watches the snow until the world is nothing but white. Then the kid goes inside, sits by the fire, picks burrs. The burrs are frozen, hard to pick. The kid's fingers are stiff. The kid keeps picking. Winter settles in. The days are short. The dark is long. The kid spends most of the time by the fire, not because it is warm. The fire is small now. The wood is running out. The father is not there to cut more. The kid tries to cut wood. The kid is too small. The axe is too heavy. The kid drags branches from the edge of the woods. Small ones, dead ones, the kind the kid used to gather for kindling. Now those are the only branches. The big ones are too heavy. The kid drags what they can. The snow is deep. The kid's legs sink to the knees. The kid pulls a branch, drops it, pulls another. By the end of the day, the kid has 5 branches. The mother burns them one at a time. The fire lasts an hour per branch. Then it is dark. Then the kid sits in the dark, listens to the wind. The wind sounds like the 3-year-old, like the father, like all the people who are not there anymore. The kid pulls the rags up to the chin. The rags are thin. The cold comes through. The kid shivers. The shivering is loud. The kid's teeth click together. The kid puts a hand over their mouth. The clicking stops. The kid takes the hand away. The clicking starts again. The kid gives up, lies in the dark, clicks, shivers, waits for morning. Morning comes. The kid is still alive. That is the only victory. The kid gets up. The rags are frozen to the floor. The kid pulls. The rags tear. The kid does not care. The kid goes to the door. The snow is deeper. The kid cannot open the door all the way. Snow is piled against it. The kid pushes. The snow gives a little. The kid pushes harder. The door opens a crack. Snow falls into the room. The kid pushes again. The door opens wider. The kid squeezes through. Stands outside. The world is white. The sky is white. The ground is white. There are no colors. Just white and gray and the black of the tree trunks in the distance. The kid walks to the midden. The midden is buried. The kid digs with their hands. The snow is cold. The kid's hands turn red, then white. The kid cannot feel them. The kid keeps digging, finds a bone, potsherd, piece of leather. The kid takes the leather, brings it inside, shows the mother. The mother looks at it, puts it on the fire. The leather burns, smells like burning hair. The kid sits down, picks burrs. The mother grinds. The snow falls. The world ends outside the door. Inside, the grind, the pick, the crackle, the same. The snow melts, not all at once, slowly, a little bit each day. The kid watches the water drip from the roof. Drip, drip, drip. The sound is like the bell, like the spindle, like the mother's grind. The kid counts the drips. 100, 200. The kid loses count, starts over. 100, 200. The kid stops counting. The kid just listens. The drip is the only thing that changes. Everything else stays the same. The mother grinds. The kid picks. The fire burns low. The dark comes. The dark goes. The kid gets older. The kid does not know how much older. There is no birthday, no cake, no song. Just another day of picking burrs and dragging branches and sleeping on rags. One day, the mother stops grinding. The kid looks up. The mother is standing by the door, looking out. The kid gets up, stands next to her, looks out. There is a man in the lane, a stranger. He is tall, thin. His clothes are not from the village. He has a pack on his back, a staff in his hand. He is walking slow, looking at the houses. The kid has never seen a stranger before. Not really. The kid has seen the Lord's steward, the men with the cart, but not a stranger like this, someone who does not belong. The mother crosses herself. The kid crosses themselves too. The stranger stops in front of the house, looks at the mother, looks at the kid. He has a beard, gray. His eyes are the color of the sky before snow. He says something. The mother shakes her head. The stranger says something else. The mother points down the lane. The stranger nods, keeps walking. The mother watches him go. The kid watches him go. The stranger gets smaller and smaller. Then he is gone. The mother goes back to grinding. The kid goes back to picking. The stranger is never mentioned again. The kid wonders about him sometimes. In the dark, before sleep, where was he going? Where did he come from? Did he have a kid? Did his kid pick burrs? The kid will never know. The kid falls asleep. The stranger disappears into the dark behind the kid's eyes. The field is still there. The cart is still there. But the stranger is not. The kid is alone in the field. The mud is deep. The kid walks. The kid walks until the field ends. There is nothing after the field. Just more field. The kid keeps walking. Spring comes. The snow is gone. The mud is back. The kid's feet sink. The kid pulls them out. Sinks again. The kid walks to the stream. The stream is high. The water is brown. The kid fills the jugs. Carries them back. One at a time. 10 steps. Set down. Go back. 10 steps. The kid's arms are stronger now. The kid does not remember when that happened. The kid just noticed one day that the jugs were lighter. They are not lighter. The kid is stronger. The kid is 7. Maybe 8. The kid does not know. The kid does not care. The kid carries the jugs. Fills the hearth. The mother grinds. The kid picks. The bell rings. The kid eats. The mother eats. The fire crackles. The dark comes. The kid sleeps. The dark goes. The kid wakes up. The same. But something is different. The kid notices it slowly, like the snow melting. The mother is grinding less. Not because there is less grain. Because the mother is tired. The kind of tired that does not go away with sleep. The mother's hands shake. The mother's back is curved. The mother's eyes are yellow at the edges. The kid does not know what yellow eyes mean. The kid just knows that the mother is changing. Like the stream in spring. Brown. Fast. Different. The kid watches the mother. The mother grinds. The kid picks. The mother stops. Rests her head on her arms. The kid watches. The mother lifts her head. Keeps grinding. The kid picks. The fire crackles. The room is quiet. The quiet is heavier now. Before, the quiet was empty. Now the quiet is full. Full of something the kid cannot name. Waiting. The room is waiting. The mother is waiting. The kid is waiting. For what? The kid does not know. The kid picks burrs. The mother grinds. The room waits. The bell rings. The kid eats. The mother does not eat. The kid looks at the mother's bowl. The mother pushes it toward the kid. The kid looks at the mother. The mother nods. The kid eats the mother's food. The kid is hungry. The kid is always hungry. The kid eats. The mother watches. The mother's eyes are yellow. The kid finishes. The mother takes the bowl, puts it by the wall. The kid goes to the rags, lies down. The mother sits by the fire, does not move. The kid watches the mother. The fire goes down. The mother does not add wood. The room gets dark. The mother is a shape. The shape does not move. The kid closes their eyes, opens them. The shape is still there. The kid closes their eyes again. The field, the cart, the sheet, a new mound, small. The kid opens their eyes. The shape is still there. The kid closes their eyes, sleeps, dreams of the stream, the red leaves, the goat that kicked. The kid is milking. The milk is warm. The kid drinks. The goat kicks. The kid falls. The mud is cold. The kid wakes up. The fire is out. The mother is not by the hearth. The kid sits up, looks around. The room is empty. The kid gets up, walks to the door. The lane is empty. The kid walks to the churchyard. The mounds are there, too many to count. The kid looks for a new mound. There is no new mound. The kid walks back to the house. The mother is inside, sitting on the father's stool. The mother is not grinding. The mother is just sitting. The kid sits on the rags, watches the mother. The mother watches the wall. The sun moves. The shadow moves. The mother does not move. The bell rings. The kid gets up, puts the pot on the fire, adds water, adds grain. The kid stirs. The kid has never made the pot before. The kid watches the water bubble. The grain swells. The kid scoops some into a bowl, brings it to the mother. The mother takes it, eats. The kid eats. The mother puts the bowl down, goes back to watching the wall. The kid washes the bowl, puts it by the wall, sits on the rags, picks burrs. The mother does not grind. The kid picks. The fire crackles. The room is quiet. The quiet is different now. The quiet is not waiting anymore. The quiet is just quiet. The kid picks burrs. The mother watches the wall. The sun goes down. The kid lights the candle, the one the mother used for the 3-year-old. The kid does not know where the mother found it. The kid puts the candle on the hearth. The flame flickers. The mother's face flickers. The kid looks at the mother's face. The mother's eyes are not looking at the wall anymore. The mother's eyes are looking at the kid. The mother opens her mouth, closes it, opens it again. She says one word. The kid does not hear it. The kid leans closer. The mother says it again. Stay. The kid nods. The mother closes her eyes. The kid sits by the mother, holds the mother's hand. The mother's hand is cold. The kid holds it anyway. The candle burns down. The flame gets small. The flame goes out. The room is dark. The kid holds the mother's hand. The mother's hand gets colder. The kid holds it until the hand is cold as the stream in winter. Then the kid lets go. The kid sits in the dark, does not move, does not cry. The kid sits. The dark is thick. The kid breathes. The kid is alone. The kid is 7, maybe 8. The kid is alone. The kid buries the mother, not in the churchyard. The ground is too hard. The kid buries the mother behind the house, next to the father, next to the 3-year-old. The kid digs with the father's shovel. The shovel is heavy. The kid is small. The kid digs anyway. The hole is shallow. The kid puts the mother in the hole, covers her with dirt, then stones, then a piece of the broken pot from the midden. The kid does not know why. It seems like something to do. The kid stands over the mound. The wind blows. The kid shivers. The kid goes inside, sits by the cold hearth. The room is empty. The kid is empty. The kid sits. The sun moves. The kid sits. The dark comes. The kid sits in the dark. The kid does not light the candle. The candle is gone. The kid sits. The kid's stomach growls. The kid ignores it. The kid sits. The kid's eyes close. The kid sleeps sitting up, falls off the stool. wakes up on the floor. The floor is cold. The kid gets up, sits on the stool again. The sun comes up. The kid is still sitting. The kid gets up, goes to the stream, fills the jugs, carries them back, puts the pot on the fire, adds water, adds grain. The kid stirs. The kid eats. The kid picks burrs. The kid does not know why. There is no one to spin the wool. The kid picks burrs anyway. It is something to do. The kid's hands need something to do. The kid picks burrs until the wool is clean. Then the kid puts the wool in the corner, sits on the stool, watches the wall. The kid is the mother now. The kid is the father now. The kid is the 3-year-old now. The kid is all of them. The kid is none of them. The kid is just a small person sitting in a dark room with no one left to grind the grain or milk the goat or cut the wood. The kid is 7, maybe 8. The kid is the last one. The neighbor comes. An old woman. The kid has seen her before. She was at the churchyard. She buried her husband, her son, her daughter-in-law. The old woman stands in the doorway, looks at the kid, looks at the cold hearth, looks at the empty room. The old woman says, "Come." The kid does not move. The old woman says it again. "Come." The kid gets up, follows the old woman. The old woman's house is like the kid's house. One room, a hearth, a straw pile. But there is smoke from the roof. There is a pot on the fire. There is bread on a shelf. The old woman points to the straw pile. "Sleep," she says. The kid lies down. The straw is old. It smells like the old woman, like age, like herbs. The kid closes their eyes. The kid sleeps. The kid dreams of nothing. Just dark. Just quiet. Just the sound of the old woman's breath. Slow. Steady. The kid sleeps for a long time. When the kid wakes up, the old woman is sitting by the fire. She hands the kid a bowl of broth. The kid drinks it. The old woman takes the bowl. She hands the kid a piece of bread. The kid eats it. The old woman nods. She points to the door. "Wood," she says. The kid goes outside, gathers wood, brings it inside. The old woman puts it on the fire. The fire grows. The room gets warm. The kid sits by the fire. The old woman sits by the fire. They do not speak. The kid stays. The days pass. The kid learns the old woman's ways. The old woman does not grind grain. She buys it from the miller. The old woman does not spin wool. She weaves. She has a loom, a small one. She shows the kid how to pass the shuttle. Back and forth. Back and forth. The kid learns. The kid's fingers are small, good for weaving. The old woman nods. The kid weaves. The cloth grows, inch by inch. The kid watches the cloth grow. It is the only thing that grows anymore. The fields are empty. The gardens are empty. The village is empty. But the cloth grows. The kid weaves. The old woman sleeps. The kid weaves. The old woman wakes, eats, sleeps again. The kid weaves. The cloth is gray, the color of the sky before snow. The kid weaves. The cloth gets longer. The kid wraps it around their shoulders. The cloth is warm. The kid keeps weaving. The bell rings. The kid does not go to the church. The kid does not pray. The kid weaves. The bell rings again. The kid keeps weaving. The old woman dies in her sleep. The kid finds her in the morning, cold, still. The kid buries her behind her house, next to the other mounds. The kid does not cry. The kid has no tears left. The kid goes back to the old woman's house, sits by the fire, weaves. The cloth grows. The kid is 8, maybe 9. The kid is alone again. The kid weaves. The kid eats the old woman's bread. When the bread is gone, the kid goes to the miller. The miller is a fat man with one eye. He gives the kid grain in exchange for the cloth. The kid brings the grain home, grinds it, makes bread. The bread is hard. The kid eats it anyway. The kid weaves. The cloth grows. The kid takes the cloth to the miller. The miller gives more grain. The kid grinds, bakes, eats, weaves. The days are the same. The kid is not a kid anymore. The kid is small, but not a kid. The kid is something else. A person who lives alone in a house with a loom and a hearth and a straw pile that smells like an old woman who is dead. The kid is 9, maybe 10. The kid does not know. The kid does not care. The kid weaves. The bell rings. The kid weaves. The sun comes up. The kid weaves. The sun goes down. The kid sleeps. The kid wakes. The kid weaves. The same. The same. The same. The kid is 10. The kid knows this because the priest came to the village. The first priest in months. He walked from the monastery. He brought news. The king was dead. A new king was crowned. The kid did not know the old king. The kid does not care about the new king. The priest looked at the kid. Looked at the empty houses. The empty fields. The empty churchyard. The priest asked the kid's name. The kid did not answer. The kid does not remember their name. No one has said it in so long. The priest asked again. The kid shook their head. The priest wrote something on a piece of parchment. The kid watched the priest write. The priest's hand moved across the page. The kid had never seen writing before. The kid did not know what it was. The priest looked at the kid. "You are 10, the priest said. "Maybe 11. You need to come to the monastery. There is nothing for you here." The kid shook their head. The priest sighed. The priest left. The kid went back to the loom. Weaved. The cloth grew. The kid was 10. The kid was alone. The kid was fine. But the kid was not fine. The kid was hungry. The miller had stopped giving grain. The miller was sick. The miller's wife was sick. The miller's children were dead. The miller sat by his fire. Did not grind. Did not trade. The kid had cloth. No one to trade it to. The kid ate the last of the bread. Ate the last of the grain. Ate the last of the dried herbs from the old woman's shelf. Then there was nothing. The kid sat by the fire. The fire went out. The kid did not have wood. The kid sat in the cold. The kid was 10. The kid was hungry. The kid was cold. The kid was alone. The kid thought about the 3-year-old. The father. The mother. The old woman. They were all in the ground. The kid would join them soon. The kid did not fight it. The kid just sat. Watched the wall. The wall had cracks. The cracks looked like rivers. The kid followed the rivers with their eyes. The rivers went to the floor. The floor was dirt. The dirt was cold. The kid put their hands in the dirt. The dirt was hard. The kid dug. The kid did not know why. The kid dug with their fingers. The dirt was frozen. The kid's fingers bled. The kid kept digging. Found a root. A thin root. The kid pulled it. The root came out of the dirt. The kid put the root in their mouth. Chewed. The root was bitter. The kid chewed anyway. Swallowed. The root was small. The kid was still hungry. The kid dug more. Found another root. Chewed. Swallowed. The kid dug until their fingers were raw. Ate roots until their stomach hurt. Then the kid stopped. Sat by the cold hearth. Held the roots in their lap. The roots were white. Thin. They looked like the fingers of the dead. The kid looked at the roots. The kid put them in a pile. The kid would eat them tomorrow. Tonight the kid would sleep. The kid lay down on the straw. The straw was thin. The kid was thin. The kid closed their eyes. The field. The cart. The sheet. The kid was in the cart. The kid was the sheet. The kid was the small mound. The kid opened their eyes. The room was dark. The kid closed their eyes again. The field was empty. The cart was gone. The sheet was gone. Just the field. Endless. The kid walked. The mud was deep. The kid's feet were stuck. The kid pulled. The mud held. The kid pulled harder. The mud let go. The kid fell. The mud was cold. The kid lay in the mud. Looked up at the sky. The sky was gray. No sun. No stars. Just gray. The kid waited. The bell did not ring. The kid waited. The kid is still waiting. The kid is 10. The kid is alone. The kid is in the field. The field is the only thing. The field is the beginning. The field is the end. The kid walks. The mud holds. The kid pulls. The mud lets go. The kid falls. The kid gets up. Walks again. The same. The same. The same. The kid is not a kid anymore. The kid is just a shape in the mud. A small shape. A shape that moves. A shape that stops. A shape that lies down. A shape that closes its eyes. The shape does not open them again. The field goes on without the shape. The mud shifts. The cart comes. The sheet is small. The mound is new. The bell rings. The village is empty. The snow falls. The snow melts. The field waits. The field is always waiting. For the next small shape. The next small hands. The next small feet in the mud. The kid is gone. The kid is everywhere. The kid is in the roots. In the mud. In the cold hearth. In the loom with the half-finished cloth. The kid is in the bell that rings and rings and rings. No one hears it. No one is left to hear. But the bell rings anyway. The same. The same. The same. The bell does not stop. That is the thing the kid notices first when they open their eyes. The bell is ringing. Not the small bell from the stone church. A bigger bell. Deeper. Slower. Comes from somewhere beyond the village. Beyond the fields. Beyond the woods. The kid has never heard this bell before. The kid sits up. The room is gray. The fire is cold. The roots are still in a pile by the hearth. The kid does not remember falling asleep. The kid does not remember dreaming. The kid just remembers the field, the mud, the cart. But now there is the bell. The kid stands up, walks to the door. The lane is empty, but the bell is loud. The kid follows the sound. Out of the village, past the churchyard, past the fields, into the woods. The kid has never gone this far before. The woods are dark. The trees are tall. The ground is soft with old leaves. The kid walks. The bell gets louder. The kid walks faster. The bell is not a church bell. It is something else. A handbell. A big one. Someone is ringing it. Someone is calling. The kid comes to a clearing. There is a road. A real road. Wider than the lane. Harder. Packed down with cartwheels and horse hooves and feet. So many feet. The kid stands at the edge of the road. The bell is coming from down the road. A figure. A man in a gray robe. He is walking, ringing the bell. Behind him there are other figures. Children. Small ones. Some younger than the kid. Some older. They walk in a line. Their heads are down. Their feet are bare. Their clothes are rags. The kid watches them pass. One by one. Their faces are empty. Like the kid's face. No tears. No hope. Just walking. The man with the bell sees the kid. He stops ringing. He looks at the kid. He says, "Come." The kid does not move. The man says it again. "Come. There is bread." The kid's stomach turns. Bread. The kid has not had bread in days. The kid steps onto the road. Falls in line behind the last child. The man starts ringing again. The children walk. The kid walks. No one speaks. Just the bell. Just the feet. Just the breath. The road goes on. The woods thin out. There are fields again. But different fields. Bigger. Worked. The kid sees men with plows. Oxen. Real oxen. The kid has never seen an ox up close. They are huge. Their breath steams in the cold air. The kid walks past them. The men do not look up. The bell rings. The children walk. The road goes uphill. The kid's feet hurt. The kid has been walking for hours. The kid does not know how long. The sun is overhead. Then the sun is behind the trees. Then the sun is gone. The man with the bell stops. He points to a barn. A big barn. Stone walls. A thatched roof. "Sleep," he says. The children go inside. The kid goes inside. The barn is dark. It smells like hay and animals and old sweat. The children lie down in the hay. The kid lies down. The hay is soft. Warmer than the straw. The kid closes their eyes. The kid sleeps. No dreams. Just dark. Just the smell of hay. Just the distant sound of the bell. Even in sleep, the kid hears it. Ringing. Ringing. Calling. Morning. The man with the bell is standing in the barn door. "Bread," he says. He hands out pieces. Brown bread. Hard. The kid takes a piece. Eats it. The bread is salty. The kid wants more. The man does not give more. The man points to the road. The children walk. The kid walks. The bell rings. The road goes down. There is a town. The kid has never seen a town. Houses made of stone. Streets made of stone. So many people. Women in wool dresses. Men in tunics. Dogs running. Carts rattling. The kid's head turns. Looks at everything. A woman selling apples. A man hammering metal. A child begging. So many sounds. So many smells. The kid's nose fills with smoke and bread and shit and something sweet. Honey. The kid has never smelled honey. The kid follows the bell. The bell leads to a gate. A big gate. Wood. Iron. The man with the bell knocks. The gate opens. Inside, a courtyard. A church. A garden. A long building with a tiled roof. The man with the bell leads the children inside the long building. There are rows of wooden beds. Not straw piles. Beds. With blankets. The kid stares. The man points to a bed. Yours, he says. The kid sits on the bed. The blanket is rough. But it is a blanket. A whole blanket. Just for the kid. The kid lies down. Pulls the blanket up to the chin. The kid closes their eyes. The kid is in a bed. The kid has never been in a bed. The kid sleeps. The kid wakes up. A woman is standing over them. Not the man with the bell. A woman in a white wimple. A nun. The kid has never seen a nun. The nun has a kind face. Wrinkled. Old. She says, "You are safe here." The kid does not know what safe means. The nun says, "You will work. You will eat. You will learn to pray." The kid nods. The kid will do anything for bread. The nun takes the kid's hand. Leads them to a kitchen. A big kitchen. A fire the size of the kid's whole house. Pots the size of the kid. The nun points to a pile of vegetables. "Wash these," she says. The kid washes. The water is cold. But the kitchen is warm. The kid's hands are cold. The kid keeps washing. The nun gives the kid a bowl of porridge. Oatmeal. With honey. The kid eats. The honey is sweet. The kid has never tasted anything so sweet. The kid eats slow. Saves each bite. The nun watches. Does not say anything. The kid finishes. The nun gives the kid more. The kid eats that too. Then the kid washes more vegetables. The day passes. The bell rings. But this bell is different. It is a call to prayer. The nun takes the kid to the church. The church is cold. Stone floors. Stone walls. High windows with colored glass. The kid has never seen colored glass. The light comes through the glass. Red. Blue. Gold. The kid stares. The nun kneels. The kid kneels. The nun prays. The kid does not know the words. The kid sits in the light. The red light. The blue light. The gold light. The light moves across the kid's hands. The kid watches the light. The light is warm. The kid closes their eyes. The light is behind their eyelids. Red. Blue. Gold. The kid has never seen colors like this. Not in the village. Not in the field. Only gray. Only brown. Only white. Now there is red. Blue. Gold. The kid opens their eyes. The light is still there. The kid stays in the light. The nun prays. The kid watches the light. The light is not the field. The light is not the cart. The light is not the sheet. The light is just light. The kid sits in the light until the nun stands up. The nun takes the kid's hand. Leads them back to the kitchen. The kid washes more vegetables. The kid eats more porridge. The kid sleeps in the bed. The blanket is rough. The kid does not care. The kid sleeps. The kid dreams of the light. Red. Blue. Gold. No field. No mud. No cart. Just light. The kid wakes up. The light is gone. The room is dark. The kid lies in the dark. Waits for the light to come back. The light does not come back. The kid closes their eyes. Sleeps again. Dreams of nothing. Wakes up. The light is back. Gray light. Morning light. The kid gets up. Washes vegetables. Eats porridge. Goes to the church. Sits in the colored light. The nun prays. The kid watches the light. The days pass. The kid learns to pray. The kid learns the words. The kid does not know what the words mean. The kid says them anyway. The words are like the bell, like the grind, like the drip. They fill the time. They make the dark less dark. The kid is 10, maybe 11. The kid is in a place with beds and blankets and honey and colored light. The kid is not safe. The kid does not know what safe is. But the kid is not cold, not hungry, not alone. There are other children. They sleep in the same room. They eat at the same table. They work in the same kitchen. They do not talk. None of them talk. They have forgotten how, or they never learned. The kid does not know. The kid does not care. The kid washes vegetables. The kid eats porridge. The kid sits in the light. The kid sleeps. The kid wakes. The same, but different. The same but with honey. Months pass. The kid grows. Not tall, but not as small. The kid's hands are no longer raw. The kid's feet are no longer blue. The kid has shoes. Wooden clogs. They are too big. The kid stuffs them with straw. The kid walks in the clogs. Clop, clop, clop. The sound is new. The kid likes the sound. Clop, clop. The kid walks to the garden. Pulls weeds. The weeds are easy to pull. The ground is soft. The kid's fingers are strong. The kid pulls weeds until the sun is high. Then the kid eats bread, cheese, a cup of small beer. The kid has never had beer before. It is bitter. The kid drinks it anyway. The beer makes the kid's head feel strange. Light. The kid sits in the sun. The sun is warm. The kid closes their eyes. The light behind the eyelids is orange. Not red. Not blue. Not gold. Orange. The kid likes orange. The kid opens their eyes. The garden is green. The sky is blue. The kid has never noticed the colors before. In the village, everything was brown, gray, white. Here there is green, blue, yellow. The flowers. The kid has never seen flowers. The kid picks one. A yellow one. Small. The kid puts it in their hair. The kid does not know why. The kid just does it. The kid walks back to the kitchen. The nun sees the flower. The nun smiles. The kid has never seen the nun smile. The nun's smile is small, but it is a smile. The kid touches the flower. The kid smiles too. The kid has not smiled in so long. The kid forgot how. The kid's face feels strange. The kid touches their face. The smile is still there. The kid keeps the flower in their hair all day. At night, the flower falls out. The kid picks it up, puts it by the bed. The flower wilts. The kid does not throw it away. The kid keeps it. The dried flower sits by the bed. A small yellow thing, the only color in the gray room. The kid looks at the flower before sleep. The kid looks at the flower when they wake up. The flower is dead. The kid does not care. The flower is still yellow. The kid keeps it. The kid learns to read. Not much, just a few words. The words for God, for bread, for light. The nun teaches the kid. The nun points to the letters. The kid repeats the sounds. The sounds are hard. The kid's mouth does not want to make the sounds. The kid tries anyway. The nun is patient. The nun does not get angry. The kid learns. Slowly. One word. Then another. Then the kid can read a whole sentence. In the beginning was the word. The kid does not know what that means. The kid reads it anyway. The words are like the bell, like the grind, like the drip. They fill the time. The kid reads the words in the church, in the colored light, the red light, the blue light, the gold light. The words move through the light. The kid's voice is quiet. The nun listens. The nun nods. The kid keeps reading. The kid reads until the light fades. Then the kid stops. The kid goes to the kitchen, washes vegetables, eats porridge, sleeps, wakes, reads. The same, but different. The same with words. The kid is 11, maybe 12. The kid has been at the monastery for a year, maybe 2. The kid does not know. The kid does not count. The kid just lives. One day, the nun takes the kid to the infirmary. There is a man in a bed. Old, white beard. His eyes are closed. The nun says, "He is dying. Sit with him." The kid sits. The old man breathes. Slow, Shallow. The kid watches. The old man's face is like the father's face. The kid remembers the father sitting on the stool, the father with the cracked feet, the father in the ground. The kid watches the old man. The old man opens his eyes, looks at the kid. The old man says, "Are you an angel?" The kid shakes their head. The old man says, "You look like an angel." The kid does not know what to say. The kid says nothing. The old man closes his eyes. The old man stops breathing. The kid sits. The nun comes back. The nun closes the old man's eyes. The nun crosses herself. The nun takes the kid's hand, leads the kid to the church. The kid kneels. The nun prays. The kid prays too. The kid prays for the old man. The kid prays for the father, the mother, the 3-year-old, the old woman, the miller, the miller's wife, the miller's children. The kid prays for all of them. The kid's voice is quiet. The words are the words the nun taught. The kid says them. The words go up into the colored light, the red light, the blue light, the gold light. The kid watches the light. The light does not change. The light is the same. The kid prays until the light fades. Then the kid stops. The kid goes to the kitchen, washes vegetables, eats porridge, sleeps. The kid dreams of the old man. The old man is sitting on a stool. The stool is the father's stool. The old man has the father's face. The old man says, "You look like an angel." The kid wakes up. The room is dark. The kid lies in the bed. The blanket is rough. The kid touches their face. The kid's face is wet. The kid is crying. The kid has not cried since the 3-year-old died. The kid does not know why they are crying now. The kid cries until there are no tears left. Then the kid sleeps, wakes up. The pillow is wet. The kid turns the pillow over. The kid gets up, washes vegetables, eats porridge, reads words, sits in the light. The light is the same. The kid is the same, but different. The same with tears. The kid is 12. The nun gives the kid a new name. The kid does not remember their old name. The nun says, "You are now Brother John." The kid is not a brother. The kid is not a boy. The kid is not a girl. The kid is just a kid. But the nun calls the kid Brother John. The kid answers. The kid does not care about the name. A name is just a sound, like the bell, like the grind, like the drip. The kid answers to the sound. Brother John. The kid washes vegetables. Brother John reads words. Brother John sits in the light. Brother John prays for the dead. Brother John is 12. Brother John is alone. Brother John is not alone. There are other brothers, old men, young men. They eat at the same table. They pray in the same church. They sleep in the same dormitory. But Brother John does not talk to them. Brother John does not know how. The other brothers do not talk to Brother John. They look at Brother John. They see a small person in a gray robe. They see a face with no expression. They see hands that move without stopping. They do not know about the field, the cart, the sheet, the small mound, the bigger mound, the yellow flower, the roots, the honey, the light. They do not know. Brother John does not tell them. Brother John keeps the field inside. The field is still there, behind the eyes, behind the light. The field is always there. The mud, the cart, the sheet. The kid walks the field at night, in dreams, in the dark before sleep. The kid walks. The mud holds. The kid pulls. The mud lets go. The kid falls. The kid gets up, walks again. The same, the same. The field does not end. The kid does not stop. The kid is 12. The kid is Brother John. The kid is the field. The field is the kid. There is no difference. The bell rings. The kid prays. The kid eats. The kid sleeps. The kid walks the field. The kid wakes. The kid washes vegetables. The same, the same, the same. The kid is 13. The kid is 14. The kid is 15. The kid is not a kid anymore. The kid is a man. Small, quiet, gray. The kid has a tonsure, a shaved circle on the top of the head. The kid wears a robe. The kid sleeps in a bed. The kid eats porridge with honey. The kid reads words. The kid sits in the colored light. The kid prays for the dead. The kid is Brother John. The kid is the only one who remembers the village, the churchyard, the mounds. The kid is the only one who remembers the 3-year-old's face, the father's cracked feet, the mother's yellow eyes, the old woman's loom. The kid remembers everything. The kid remembers nothing. The kid just lives. The kid just waits. For what? The kid does not know. The bell rings. The kid prays. The kid eats. The kid sleeps. The kid walks the field. The kid wakes. The kid washes vegetables. The same. The same. The same. The kid is 16. The kid is 17. The kid is 18. The kid is Brother John. The kid is the field. The field is the kid. The bell rings. The kid prays. The kid eats. The kid sleeps. The kid walks. The kid wakes. The kid washes. The same. The same. The same. The same. The same. Brother John is 20 years old. The body has grown, but the mind still moves through the same narrow paths. The field is still there. The cart is still there. But now there are other things. The garden. The kitchen. The church. The colored light. Brother John knows the light by name now. The red is the blood of the martyrs. The blue is the cloak of the Virgin. The gold is the throne of the Father. Brother John learned these things from the old monks. They taught him slowly, one fact at a time, like the words, like the letters. Brother John absorbed them. They sit in the mind next to the field. They do not push the field out. Nothing pushes the field out. The field is the ground the mind grows from. The monastery has a routine, the same every day. The bell rings at midnight. The monks go to the church. They chant. The sound is low and slow. It fills the stone room. It moves through the dark like water. Brother John stands in his place. His mouth opens. The chant comes out. He does not think about the words. The words are just sounds. The sounds are just a way to mark the time. Matins, lauds, prime, terce, sext, none, vespers, compline. The bells mark the day. The bells mark the night. Brother John moves from one bell to the next. He does not need to think. His body knows the way. His feet know the path from the dormitory to the church to the kitchen to the garden to the scriptorium. The scriptorium is where Brother John spends most of his days now. He is not old enough to be a scribe, but his hands are small. His hands are steady. He can hold a quill for hours without shaking. The old scribe taught him. The old scribe had hands that shook. He could no longer make the letters straight, so he taught Brother John. The old scribe is dead now, buried in the monastery graveyard. Brother John said the prayers. Brother John watched the dirt fall. The same dirt, the same shovel, the same mound. Brother John did not cry. He has not cried since the old man in the infirmary called him an angel. Brother John sits at the wooden desk. The desk is slanted. The parchment is stretched over a frame. The ink is black, made from soot and gum and water. The quill is a goose feather. Brother John sharpens it with a small knife. The same motion every time. Cut, twist, cut. The knife is like the knife from the village. The one the kid used to cut twigs in the woods. But this knife is sharper. This knife does not make the hand cramp. Brother John dips the quill in the ink. He makes the first stroke. A vertical line. Straight. He makes the second stroke. A curve. The letter takes shape. An A, a B, a C. The letters are not just letters. They are the words of the Psalms. The Psalms are the songs of David. Brother John does not know who David was. He knows that David was a king. He knows that David wrote the songs. He knows that the songs are old. Older than the monastery. Older than the village. Older than the field. Brother John copies the songs. One letter at a time. The same letters. The same words. The same page. Over and over. The pages pile up. The ink dries. The parchment cracks at the edges. Brother John keeps copying. The scriptorium is cold. Even in summer. The stone walls hold the chill. Brother John wears his robe and a wool cloak. His feet are in the wooden clogs. His hands are bare. His fingers are stained with ink. The ink gets under the nails. The nails are short, bitten. Brother John bites his nails when he is concentrating. He does not know why. The habit started in the village. He was picking burrs. He put his fingers in his mouth without thinking. Now he does the same thing with ink on his fingers. The ink tastes like iron. Brother John does not mind. Iron is the taste of blood. Blood is the taste of the Eucharist. The Eucharist is the body of Christ. Brother John receives the Eucharist every Sunday. The host is a small white disc. Tastes like nothing. But the priest says it is the body. Brother John believes the priest. Brother John believes everything the priest says. Belief is easier than thinking. Thinking leads to the field. The field leads to the cart. The cart leads to the sheet. The sheet leads to the small mound. Brother John does not want to go there. So he believes. He chants. He copies. He washes vegetables. He pulls weeds. He sits in the light. He does not think. But thinking comes anyway, in the dark, between Compline and Matins, the time when the monastery is quiet, the time when the other monks are asleep. Brother John lies in his bed. The blanket is rough. The pillow is a bag of straw. The straw smells like the old woman's house. Brother John closes his eyes. The field appears. Not the whole field. Just a corner. Patch of mud. A single footprint. The footprint is small. The size of a child's foot. Brother John knows that footprint. It is his own. From before. From the time when he was a kid and the mud held his feet and he pulled and pulled and the mud let go. Brother John looks at the footprint. The footprint fills with water. The water is brown. The water does not drain. It just sits there, reflecting the gray sky. Brother John watches the reflection. His own face is in the water. But it is not his face. It is the face of the 3-year-old. The 3-year-old is looking up at him from the footprint. The 3-year-old's mouth is open. The 3-year-old's eyes are empty. Brother John reaches down, touches the water. The water is cold. The 3-year-old's face ripples, disappears. The footprint is just water again. Brother John pulls his hand back. The water drips from his fingers. The drops fall on the mud. Each drop makes a small crater. The craters fill with more water. The water spreads. The footprint becomes a puddle. The puddle becomes a pond. The pond becomes a lake. Brother John stands at the edge of the lake. The water is black. The sky is black. There is no light, no stars, no moon, just black. Brother John hears a sound. A bell. Not the monastery bell. The village bell. The small bell from the stone church. The bell rings once, twice, 3 times, then stops. Brother John waits for the next ring. The bell does not ring again. The water is still. The sky is still. Brother John is still. He stands at the edge of the lake. He does not move. He cannot move. His feet are stuck. The mud has him. The mud will not let go. Brother John pulls. The mud holds. Brother John pulls harder. The mud holds tighter. Brother John stops pulling. He stands. He waits. The water rises. The water covers his ankles, his knees, his waist, his chest. The water is cold. The water is black. The water covers his chin, his mouth, his nose. Brother John holds his breath. The water covers his eyes. He is under the water. The water is dark. He opens his eyes. The water is not water. It is mud. He is in the mud. The mud is in his nose, his mouth, his ears. The mud is heavy. The mud is warm. The mud is the same temperature as his blood. Brother John cannot tell where he ends and the mud begins. He is the mud. The mud is him. He breathes the mud. The mud fills his lungs. The mud is not wet. It is dry. It is the dust of the field, the dust of the churchyard, the dust of the bones. Brother John breathes the dust. The dust settles in his chest. It becomes a stone. The stone is heavy. The stone is the same weight as the hunger, the same weight as the cold, the same weight as the years. Brother John lies in the mud. The mud is the bed. The bed is the grave. The grave is the field. The field is the beginning. The beginning is the end. Brother John opens his mouth. The mud pours out. He is empty again. He is the kid again. He is 6 years old. He is squatting by the door of the house made of wattle and daub. The mud is cracking. The smoke is drifting. The bell is ringing. The kid looks up. The sky is gray. The kid is waiting. The kid is always waiting. Brother John wakes up. The blanket is tangled around his legs. His heart is beating fast. His breath is shallow. He sits up. The dormitory is dark. The other monks are asleep. He can hear them breathing. Slow, steady. The sound is like the waves on the lake from the dream. Brother John swings his legs over the side of the bed. His feet touch the cold stone floor. He does not put on his clogs. He walks barefoot to the church. The church is empty. The candles are out. The only light is from the moon through the colored glass. The light is pale, blue, silver. Brother John kneels before the altar. He does not pray. He just kneels. His knees hurt on the stone. He stays anyway. The cold goes into his bones. The cold is familiar. The cold is the same cold from the village. The same cold that came through the cracks in the wall. The same cold that killed the 3-year-old. The same cold that killed the father, the mother, the old woman, the old scribe. Brother John welcomes the cold. The cold is honest. The cold does not pretend. The cold tells you that you are alive because you can still feel it. When you stop feeling the cold, you are dead. Brother John feels the cold. He is alive. He kneels until the bell rings for matins. Then he stands. He takes his place. He chants. The chant fills the church. The chant pushes the dream away. The chant fills the space where the field used to be. But the field is still there. The field is always there. The chant is just a sound. The field is the ground. The chant is the grass. The grass grows. The grass dies. The ground remains. Brother John chants. The ground waits. The bell rings. The monks file out of the church. Brother John goes to the kitchen. He washes vegetables. His hands are steady. The knife moves through the carrots. The carrots are orange. The color of the flower. The yellow flower from the garden. The one he put in his hair. Brother John remembers the flower. He does not know where it is now. Probably dust. Probably in the ground. Like everything else. Like everyone else. Brother John chops the carrots. He puts them in the pot. He adds water. He adds grain. He stirs. The pot bubbles. The steam rises. The steam smells like nothing. Just hot water. Just grain. Just the memory of honey. Brother John stirs until the porridge is thick. Then he stops. He ladles the porridge into bowls. He carries the bowls to the refectory. The monks are sitting at the long table. Their heads are bowed. Their hands are folded. Brother John places a bowl in front of each monk. The monks eat in silence. Brother John eats in silence. The porridge is bland. No honey today. The honey is gone. The bees did not make enough. There will be no honey until next summer. Brother John eats the bland porridge. The bland porridge tastes like the gray stuff from the village. The stuff in the pot. The stuff the mother scraped from the sides with a piece of bread. Brother John chews. Swallows. The porridge goes down. It sits in the stomach. The stomach is full. The stomach is not hungry, but the stomach remembers hunger. The stomach will always remember hunger. The stomach is an archive. It holds every empty day, every skipped meal, every piece of bread dipped in warm milk, every root pulled from the frozen ground. The stomach remembers. Brother John puts down the spoon. The meal is over. The monks stand. They go to the scriptorium, the garden, the church. Brother John goes to the scriptorium. He sits at the desk. He picks up the quill. He dips it in the ink. He makes the first stroke. A vertical line. Straight. The line is straight. The line is true. The line is the only thing Brother John can control. The line is not the field. The line is not the cart. The line is not the sheet. The line is just a line. Brother John makes another line. Then another. The letters form. The words form. The sentences form. Brother John copies. The page fills. The ink dries. The day passes. The bell rings. Brother John chants. Brother John eats. Brother John sleeps. The field comes. The cart comes. The sheet comes. The small mound. The bigger mound. The lake. The mud. The dust. Brother John wakes. Brother John kneels. Brother John chants. Brother John washes. Brother John copies. The same. The same. The same. Brother John is 20 years old. Brother John is 100 years old. Time does not move in a straight line. Time circles. Like the spindle. Like the bell. Like the grind. Brother John is in the center of the circle. The circle is the field. The field has no edge. Brother John walks. The mud holds. Brother John pulls. The mud lets go. Brother John falls. Brother John gets up. Brother John walks. The same. The same. The same. The bell rings. The light comes through the colored glass. Red, blue, gold. The light falls on Brother John's hands. The hands are stained with ink. The ink is black. The light makes the ink look purple. Brother John looks at his hands. The hands are small. The hands are steady. The hands have picked burrs, cut twigs, milked a goat, held a dying mother's hand, buried a 3-year-old, buried a father, buried an old woman, buried an old scribe. The hands have done everything. The hands have done nothing. The hands are just hands. They move. They stop. They hold the quill. They hold the knife. They hold the bowl. They hold the blanket. They hold nothing. Brother John puts his hands flat on the desk. The desk is wood. The wood is old. The wood has been touched by other hands. Hands that are dust now. Hands that copied the same psalms. Hands that made the same strokes. The same vertical lines. The same curves. Brother John's hands are the same as those hands. The same bones. The same skin. The same ink stains. Brother John is not alone. He is part of a line. A line of hands. A line of bodies. A line of breath. The line goes back to the field. The field goes back to the beginning. The beginning is a child squatting by a door. The child is Brother John. The child is every child. The child is the one who lived. The child is the one who died. The child is the one who is still walking. The mud is deep. The sky is gray. The bell is ringing. The child is listening. The child is waiting. The child is still waiting. The child will always be waiting. The field does not end. The cart does not stop. The sheet does not lift. The mound does not flatten. The child walks. The mud holds. The child pulls. The mud lets go. The child falls. The child gets up. The child walks. The same. The same. The same. The child is Brother John. Brother John is the child. The bell rings. Brother John chants. The chant is the same as the child's breath. The same as the mother's grind. The same as the father's step. The same as the 3-year-old's kick. The same as the old woman's shuttle. The same as the old scribe's quill. The same as the mud. The same as the dust. The same as the light. The same as the dark. The same. The same. The same. Brother John is 30 years old. The face in the reflection has changed. The skin is thinner. The eyes are deeper. The hair around the tonsure is gray at the temples. Not all gray, just a few strands, like the first frost on the field. Light, easily missed. Brother John does not miss it. He sees everything now. The small things, the crack in the stone floor, the way the candle flame leans toward the door, the grain in the wood of the desk, the way the ink spreads into the parchment like water into mud. He sees these things because there is nothing else to see. The monastery is small. The world is small. Brother John has not left the gates in 15 years. He does not want to leave. Outside the gates is the road. The road leads to the town. The town leads to the village. The village leads to the field. Brother John does not need to see the field again. He carries the field inside him. It is enough. More than enough. The monastery has changed. The old abbot died. A new abbot came. The new abbot is younger. His face is smooth. His voice is loud. He talks about reform, about discipline, about the rules. The old monks do not like him. They whisper in the cloister. They say the new abbot is too strict. They say he came from a rich monastery in the south. They say he does not understand the cold, the hunger, the hard ground. Brother John does not whisper. Brother John does not care. The abbot is a bell. The bell rings. Brother John answers. That is all. The abbot tells Brother John to copy a new book. Not the Psalms. A book of canon law. The rules of the church. Hundreds of pages. Small writing. Tight margins. Brother John says yes. He sits at the desk. He sharpens the quill. He makes the first stroke. The letters are smaller now. His eyes are tired. He holds the page close to his face. The ink smudges where his breath hits. He learns to hold his breath, to breathe to the side, to make the letters without fogging the page. His back hurts. His neck hurts. His wrists hurt. He does not stop. The book must be finished by Easter. Easter is 3 months away. Brother John works from dawn to dusk. He works by candlelight after Compline. The other monks sleep. Brother John writes. The candle burns down. He lights another. The wax drips on the desk. He scrapes it off with the knife. The same knife. The same motion. Cut. Scrape. Cut. The hours pass. The pages pile up. The book grows. One night, the abbot comes to the scriptorium. Brother John does not hear him. The abbot stands behind Brother John, watches him write. Brother John feels the eyes on his back. He does not turn around. He keeps writing. The abbot says, "You work late." Brother John says nothing. The abbot says, "You are the best scribe we have." Brother John says nothing. The abbot says, "I am sending you to the mother house. They need a copyist for the new Bible." Brother John stops writing. He looks at the page. The last letter is half finished. A curve. A line. He does not finish it. He puts down the quill. He turns around. The abbot is standing in the shadows. His face is half lit by the candle. Brother John says, "I do not want to go." The abbot says, "It is not a question of wanting. It is obedience." Brother John says nothing. The abbot says, "You will leave on Monday. The cart will take you." The abbot leaves. Brother John sits at the desk. The candle burns. The wax drips. Brother John looks at the half-finished letter. He picks up the quill. He finishes the curve. He finishes the line. He finishes the page. Then he closes the book. He blows out the candle. He sits in the dark. The dark is the same as the village dark. The same as the straw pile dark. The same as the church dark. Brother John closes his eyes. The field is there. The cart is there. The cart is waiting. Brother John opens his eyes. The dark is still there. Brother John gets up. He walks to the dormitory. He lies down on the bed. The blanket is rough. The pillow is straw. The straw smells like the old woman. Brother John sleeps. He dreams of the road from the village. The road he walked behind the man with the bell. The road is long. The road is straight. The road has no end. Brother John walks. His feet are bare. The stones are sharp. He does not feel them. He walks until the road becomes a field. The field is the same field. The mud is the same mud. The cart is in the middle of the field. The sheet is on the cart. The sheet is moving, not blowing in the wind, moving like something is under it, something alive. Brother John walks to the cart. He reaches for the sheet. His hand stops. He cannot touch the sheet. His hand will not move. He stands with his hand in the air. The sheet moves. The thing under the sheet breathes. Brother John knows that breath. The fast breath. The wet breath. The 3-year-old's breath. Brother John pulls his hand back. Steps away from the cart. The cart follows him. He steps left. The cart turns left. He steps right. The cart turns right. The cart will not leave him. The sheet will not stop moving. The breath will not stop coming. Brother John runs. The cart follows. The mud holds his feet. He pulls. The mud lets go. He runs. The cart rolls. The wheels turn. The wheels are the same as the spindle. Round and round. The cart catches up. The cart is beside him. The sheet lifts. Under the sheet is not the 3-year-old. Under the sheet is the mother. The mother's eyes are yellow. Her mouth is open. She says one word. Stay. Brother John stops running. The cart stops. The mother reaches out her hand. Her hand is cold. Brother John takes the hand. The hand is the same as the hand he held in the dark. The same cold. The same bones. The mother pulls him onto the cart. Brother John lies down beside her. The sheet covers them both. The sheet is thin. The sheet is the same as the wool rag. The same scratchy wool. The same smell of smoke and sheep. Brother John closes his eyes. The cart moves. The wheels turn. The mud sucks. The wheels turn. The cart moves. Brother John is 6 years old. He is in the straw pile. The 3-year-old is beside him. The mother is by the fire. The father is on the stool. The fire crackles. The wind blows. The bell rings. Brother John sleeps. The cart carries him across the field. The field has no end. The cart has no destination. The cart just moves. The wheels turn. The mud sucks. The cart moves. Brother John sleeps. He does not wake up. He is still sleeping. He is still in the cart. He is still 6 years old. He is still in the village. The village is gone. The village is the field. The field is the cart. The cart is the bed. The bed is the grave. The grave is the womb. The womb is the dark. The dark is the beginning. The beginning is the end. Brother John sleeps. The cart moves. The wheels turn. The mud sucks. The cart moves. Brother John sleeps. The bell rings. Brother John wakes up. The dormitory is gray. The other monks are dressing. Monday morning. The cart is waiting. Brother John gets up. He puts on his robe, his clogs, his cloak. He does not pack. He has nothing to pack. He walks to the gate. The cart is there. A wooden cart with 2 wheels. A donkey is tied to the front. The donkey is small, gray. Its breath steams in the cold air. The abbot is standing by the gate. He hands Brother John a bundle. Bread, cheese, a flask of water. Brother John takes the bundle. He gets on the cart. The cart has no seat. He sits on the floor, his back against the side. The abbot says, "God go with you." Brother John says nothing. The driver cracks a whip. The donkey walks. The cart rolls. The gate closes behind Brother John. He does not look back. He looks forward. The road is straight. The road is the same road from the dream. The same stones. The same ruts. The same mud at the edges. Brother John watches the road. The driver does not speak. Brother John does not speak. The donkey walks. The cart rolls. The monastery gets smaller. Then it is gone. There is just the road. The fields on either side. The trees in the distance. The sky is gray. The air is cold. Brother John pulls his cloak tighter. The bread is in the bundle. The cheese is in the bundle. The water is in the flask. Brother John does not eat. He is not hungry. He is not anything. He is just a shape on a cart, moving from one place to another, the same as the cart from the village, the same as the cart with the sheet, the same as the cart with the body. Brother John is the body now. The sheet is the sky. The sky is gray. The cart rolls. The donkey walks. The driver spits. The road goes on. They stop at noon. The driver ties the donkey to a tree. He sits on a rock. He eats his bread. He drinks his water. He does not offer any to Brother John. Brother John does not ask. Brother John sits on the cart, looks at the field beside the road. The field is plowed. The furrows are straight. The dirt is brown. There is a man in the field, walking behind an ox. The man is small, bent. His clothes are rags. His feet are bare. The ox is slow. The man is slow. Brother John watches the man. The man does not look up. The man walks. The ox walks. The plow cuts the dirt. The dirt turns over. Dark on top. Light underneath. The field is being made ready. For what? For seed. For rain, for harvest, for the cart, for the sheep, for the mound. Brother John watches until the driver stands up. The driver ties the bundle. The driver cracks the whip. The donkey walks. The cart rolls. The man in the field gets smaller. Then he is gone. Just the field. Just the furrows. Just the dirt. Brother John closes his eyes. The cart rolls. The wheels turn. The mud sucks. The cart rolls. Brother John sleeps. He dreams of the man in the field. The man is the father. The father is walking behind the ox. The father's feet are cracked. The father's back is bent. The father does not turn around. Brother John calls out, "Father!" The father does not hear. Brother John calls again, louder, "Father!" The father stops, turns around. The father's face is not the father's face. It is the face of the abbot. Smooth, young. The abbot says, "Obedience." Then the abbot turns back around, keeps walking. The ox walks. The plow cuts. The dirt turns. Brother John wakes up. The cart is stopped. The driver is gone. The donkey is grazing. Brother John is alone. The road is empty. The fields are empty. The sky is empty. Brother John sits on the cart. Waits. The sun moves. The shadow of the cart moves. Brother John waits. The driver comes back. He has been pissing behind a bush. He gets on the cart. He cracks the whip. The donkey walks. The cart rolls. Brother John waits. For what? For the mother house. For the new Bible. For the end of the road. For the end of the field. For the end of the cart. For the end of the sheet. For the end of the breath. Brother John waits. The cart rolls. The wheels turn. The mud sucks. The cart rolls. The same. The same. The same.